Too many buttons today. Hi, everyone. Oh no, Denny, you left your project somewhere. Hello, everyone. It's good to see you. It is Shad and Diamond Girl and Jeannie from All About Yarn, Knit, and Crochet. Hello, Deneen. She's got her blanket out. Denny Benini. Sylvia Maxwell, good to see you. Hi, Chels. Maureen Youngblood, hello. Yes, time for some sleuthing. Susan and Gino, hello, good to see you. I hope I said that right. Maribel is here. Oh, okay, favorite detective. Oh, okay. My favorite detective is Duty Ron. Let's see. Lisa Yanato, good to see you. There we go. How is everybody? Hello, Margaret. Hello, Samantha. Bonnie is here. Is anybody familiar with the case that I have put in the title? Hope Mahoney. Good to see you, Hope. Hello, Laura. Cooking for Life is here. Hi, Robin. Yes, everybody. There's Karen Barton. Hello. So glad you're here. Hey, Glow. Glow is here. Oh, I'm on the big TV. Hi, Kat. Hi, Wendy Joe. Kelly Presley, good to see y'all from North Carolina. Good deal. Good deal. The trays are stuck together. Which trays? Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. They're stuck together. Yeah, I hope you can. Oh no, Laura. Supper and dishes and ready to start doing this. Cool. Never heard of this one? Okay. Now, if someone puts their CC in there, they're wanting us to share their channel. Cerberus has got a bone, y'all. Can you tell? Cerberus has got a bone. Hey, Sharon and Joyce. So I've got my blanket here, and when I got home today, because I went to my daughter Carrie's yesterday and spent the night, and I got home this evening. Well, guess what? Cerberus had this blanket off of my chair. He had been in my chair and probably got his feet caught in the blanket and pulled the blanket off the chair. So I'm not sure if I lost stitches or not. So I'm going to have to go in. Yep, I did. Looks like I lost stitches. I've got my coffee and I've got something new to show y'all. I can't wait to show you. Oh, let's see. Let me find the other end. Okay, this end seems fine. There we go. This end seems fine. Encanto in the background. Yes, I know you do. I know you need that in your life. And then look here. Can y'all see how it's pulled out? So I'm going to show you guys how to put it back in there while I tell you a little bit about what we are talking about today. Now, just so everyone knows, oh, y'all can't see me. Let me turn this so y'all can see me. Hey. Hi, Tank. Good to see you. Can y'all see that? Okay, so here's the one that's come loose. This is the one that's come loose out of. So let me get, I'm just going to get a needle here, a little, like a darning needle. I'll put that up there. And let's see, I actually want to do it that way, because I want this yarn to go through this one. It's so much easier with the other needle. Let me find the other needle. I had it in my lap. See, this one's hard to work on because it's so big. Yes, Tank, I hope you're feeling better. I know you have not been feeling well lately, and I sure hope you're feeling better now. Okay. There's Cheryl. All right, so we're going to have all the lights on. Good. Lights are on. So I'm going to put that through the middle of that one. Did you guys, oh, you couldn't see that. Okay, so this yarn is on the left because this is the one I want to go through the middle, because I'm going to pass this one over the top of it. So that's the setup when you're picking that stitch up. That way you get that one through it. Now I'm going to go across and pick these up. And I just kind of pinch it and hold it with this hand so I can pass them through. Yes, if you could post which links, Chels. If you could put, when somebody puts CC, that means they want their channel link posted. If you can do that. Everything else is in StreamYard that I want to be in the live. So, I'm a little discombobulated. Try to get my thoughts in order. Hello, Delphine. So this one's a little different. I try to say hello to as many people as I can. And then I will start talking about the case. And when I do that, I won't be able to talk to y'all as much because I'm already talking about something. And I hope you will understand. So glad you're here, Racine. This is the case of, and there will be some new links that will be coming up in my StreamYard. And one of those that you just saw was for Duty Ron. If you guys didn't see it, Duty Ron was here on my Sunday Live, and it was so good to have him here. And he is a huge advocate for domestic violence survivors and for missing children. And I have something here that I'm going to open that came from Duty Ron. Man, I need a crochet hook. Okay, I'm going to set this aside, you guys, because I've got to get a crochet hook to put that back on. So today we're talking about Diane Downs, and she is known as Monster Mom. She's known as Princess Di. If you look on some of the pictures of her from when she went to court, she had a little bit of a Princess Di look to her. So they called her Princess Di, but D-I-E. She is something else, I'm telling you. She is supposed to be up on the parole board again in 2025. So that's interesting. Oh, you know about this one, Delphine? I would like to thank Carrie the Yarny Elephant for bringing this case to my attention. It was interesting because when she mentioned it, I was interested right away, and then I realized that I had already known about this case, and so I refreshed my memory about it, and I've got lots to say and show you. I have been wanting to cover some of the cases by Anne Rule. Anne Rule, who was a prolific writer of true crime, passed away in 2015, and she covered this case. And I read her book. I read 2 books by her, and one of them was this one, which was Small Sacrifices. The other one I read was about Susan Smith, who drove her car into a lake with her children strapped in. And I do not remember the name of the Anne Rule book that one was about. So, okay, so I'm going to get, instead of trying to deal with that other one, I'm going to get my newer one out. Let's see if I have it in here. This is the one I started with you guys last week. Oh, you know someone named Diane Downs. That's interesting. So this is my Stitch and Crime, Scrap and Crime blanket. I managed to get about 1, 2, 3. I think I'm on row, that was row 4. I got 4 rows in. Okay. Here we go. So this is a case that is considered to be something called parricide. That is Parricide. So parrot homicide is a parricide. And it happened in 1983. So there were 3 victims. She had 3 children at the time. Her oldest was Sherilyn, who was 9. Then there was Christy, who was 7, and Danny, who was 4. And I think I got those ages right according to their birthdays. And this happened on May 19th of 1983. So we're back to the 80s again, y'all. You know me in my 80s. Y'all, I fixed that Nightbot. I don't know why it's doing that. Now, what she did was, She took her children out to a friend's house. She left the friend's house at about 9:30 in the evening and went driving down country roads with the kids, and they fell asleep. They dozed off. She pulled over. She went around to the back of the car, took out a gun, came to the front seat, and her daughter, not Sherilyn, but Christy. No, Sherilyn. Christy was in the back seat with her brother, and Sherilyn was on the floorboard asleep. And she shot Sherilyn, then she shot Danny, and then she shot Christy, and Christy was looking right at her when she shot her. And then she went back, and Sherilyn was trying to get out of the car. It was a reflex to reach over and grab the door and open, and kind of fell out of the car. She reached across the seat and shot her again, pulled her up into the car, shot herself in the arm, wrapped it neatly, folded a towel and wrapped it all on her arm, and then drove about 5 miles an hour, barely even moving, to the hospital, where Sherilyn died. Danny became paralyzed, and Christy suffered a stroke where she could not talk for a very long time. So that's the basics of how things happen. Diane was born on August 7th of 1955. She was born in Phoenix, Arizona. She alleged that her father, and really I was not able to find anywhere that this was an actual true thing, but she claimed that her father molested her when she was a little girl. She met Steve Downs while she was still in high school. They got married I'm not sure what year they got married. I didn't write that. Yeah, they got married in 1973 and divorced in 1980. They divorced pretty much 1 year after Danny was born. Now, Christy and Sherilyn, from everything I could see, they were Stephen Downs' children. Danny was somebody else's. She got pregnant. She found somebody and got pregnant, and because he was their third. And Steve Downs accepted him as right along with the rest of the kids and said, what the heck? So he raised him along with the other kids. But they divorced a year after. They had a lot of problems. There was a lot going on in that house. They were both mean and violent with each other. She bought a gun. She pulled this gun on him. She took the kids and left and said they weren't going back. And then she'd go back, and she would spend a lot of time doing all kinds of things except take care of the kids. And it was just and he was drinking and doing drugs. It was just very crazy in their house. The parents would take care of the kids quite a bit also. So some of the evidence that they found to try to convict her They didn't have a lot of physical evidence. Uh-oh, can somebody grab that guy? Yes, we are doing a scrap blanket, a knit scrap blanket. If you go back to the first Stitch and Crime, I talk about how we're going to do it, and then I believe it was the Stitch and Crime from last time that I showed you how to cast on, and I do have a playlist for casting on and other knitting stuff, a knitting playlist. Thank you. So some of the evidence, they had the 22 caliber Ruger semi-automatic, and they had the casings from it. There was blood splatter on the outside of the car. She had diaries, which led to a motive for doing this. We'll get to that. She had a boyfriend whose name was Robert Knickerbocker. No kidding. Who she just thought hung the moon, and she wanted to be with him, but he did not want children, and he was already married. When they were able to go into her house with a warrant, they found a rifle that had the Ruger, that it had the same bullets that they found in the Ruger had been in that rifle, had been taken out and placed in the Ruger to see if they would fit. I am using 10s. Yes. Size 10. US 10. Which I think is a 6.0. You can use a 6.0 to a 6.5. Hi, Miguel. Now, she was sentenced to life plus 50 years. However, she escaped. So if you remember, we had a one in the first episode that escaped. She escaped from jail on July 11th, 1987, was captured July 21st, and she got another 5 years for the escape. Now, if you want some reference on books, like I said, it's the Anne Rule book is Small Sacrifices. There was a show, there was a made-for-TV movie called Small Sacrifices, which starred Farrah Fawcett. And some of you may remember that. You can find that on YouTube. And I watched it, and it came in 2 parts on YouTube. And then just recently on a episode of 2020, they covered this case, and it was called My Mother's Sins. And they actually do an interview with one of her children on there. So I would encourage you to find that. I do podcasts also on my phone, and I listened to the 2020 podcast about this earlier today. So y'all have any questions so far? Okay, Lisa, thank you for being here. Oh, yay. I'll have to watch for it, Miguel. I should have, Samantha. Thank you. I see several here. Okay, well, I'm fixing to tell you that. So here's what happened. She, like I said, she drove out and she went out into the countryside. And earlier in the day, she had taken the kids to, or on a different day, one of these. She had been very close to that area, and she said that they would go out there and they like to go drive in the countryside. And she said that they'd been out to a field out there. She had taken the kids that day and gone horseback riding and done some other stuff with them. And then like I said, they went over to the friend's house and they had supper and stuff, and then they left to go back home. But instead of going back home, she decided to drive through the countryside again. And she said, as they were driving down over this bridge, that a stranger was standing in the middle of the road, and that she stopped because she thought that it might be somebody who needed help. And he came up to her and told her he wanted her car. And she said that it was weird that I mean, who does that? Stops somebody and says, "I want your car." That just didn't happen. How weird was that? And she said, she told him, "No, you can't have my car. This is a brand new to me car, and I have my kids and blah blah blah." Well, she said he pulled out a gun and shot the kids, pushed her out of the way, shot the kids. She said she faked throwing her keys over the bridge, and he went to go try to find those. She got in the car and left. And she said she sped to the hospital. And that is how she said that it happened. But she gave several stories. That was the one that she stuck with for a little while. But then she gave several stories. So her arm, it was her left arm. She is right-handed, and it just barely grazed through her arm. And she folded the towel nice and neatly and put it right on top, and then wrapped it around, and then drove. She left the friend's house at 9:30, but didn't get to the hospital until 10:45. She wasn't crying. She wasn't upset. She said she was worried because she'd gotten blood all in her new car. It's very similar. They are very similar, and they are very similar, Denny, to the Susan Smith one. And I would like to cover that one too. And when they did a reenactment. And they took her out and did a reenactment with her, and she laughed and she joked, "Oh, oops, I accidentally hit my arm. Oh, that was worse than," well, anyway, they thought maybe she was going to say worse than when I did it. And just really weird behavior. She had weird behavior from the very, very beginning. There was a witness that saw her driving slow, because he said that he got behind her and he said that the speed wasn't even registering on his speedometer behind her. So Christy, as again I said, she suffered a stroke. She was very, very bad. And every time that her mother would come to see her, her pulse would elevate as if she was scared to death. The boy, Danny, was paralyzed and is still partially paralyzed to this day. She did interviews with newscasters, and you can find those also on YouTube. And did all of her interviews with them and all this stuff without a lawyer or anything. Just told them whatever she wanted to tell them. And after she was arrested, after the shootings, they took the kids. Of course, she was not allowed to see the kids at one point, and she decided that since she wasn't allowed to see the kids and all of that, she decided to get pregnant again. So she found a guy she was a postal carrier. She found a guy on her route that sounded like a nice guy. She took marijuana and whiskey and food and met him at his house. She knew exactly when she was ovulating, when she would be able to get pregnant, knew that she'd have absolutely no problem. So she picked a day that would work for that, got pregnant, and she was pregnant, fully, hugely pregnant during the trial. And the child that she had is the one that is interviewed on the 2020 program. Nacogdoches? Okay. If you're talking about the Nacogdoches, those lost girls, I don't know if that's what you're talking about, Tank, because I know that one too. So she was blaming her childhood, how she had been molested by her father. She blamed society. She said society just didn't like her, that she was being bullied by society, that they did not like promiscuous women. She was right there before her and her husband got married. She was kicked out of college for being promiscuous because she was at a Bible college, and they had enough of it, and so they kicked her out. But it's society was all the problem. At one point when they interviewed her, she changed her story to she knew the guy, that the guy knew her, that she was scared that he was going to come after the rest of her children and all of these things. Her children were adopted. They got adopted by the prosecutor. And they have a very, very private life now. The girl that she had while on trial is the one that has spoken. The others, they say that Christy is married and has children, is a wonderful mom, and is not having any problem at all. Hey, Lori. This is the case of Diane Downs. Let's see. I think that's most of the particulars. When they went to trial, they had, like I said, they had the bullet casings. You have to remember they did not have the DNA at that time, but they had the blood spatter that was on the outside of the car, and that they said there's no way that, she said it was droplets, but they said there was no way because it was splattered up, not down. And her daughter, they worked, it took them about 8-9 months before they brought her to trial, before they arrested her. And people were starting to get really upset that she hadn't been arrested, that nothing had been done, because they were starting to figure out that she had really been the one that did this, that there was no, random guy on the bridge, none of that kind of stuff. But the prosecutor's name was Mr. Rugi, Rugi. He's the one that adopted the kids. It took him a while to bring her up for charges. He was trying to wait for the daughter, Christy, to recover from her stroke well enough to testify against the mom. And they worked with a counselor for a long time, and they said that she would, they encouraged her to tell them who it was by writing it down on a piece of paper and then just throw it into the fireplace. That would help her to be able to tell somebody without actually saying it out loud. And she did that hundreds of times before she ever breathed it out loud. Hello, Tiffany. Hello, anybody coming in that I haven't said hello to. And how are you guys doing? I can stop talking for a second. Give myself a chance to catch up. Oh. Hello, Gumdrop. So let me show you what I got. I got stickers. They're holographic for A Stitch in Crime. And I will be giving some of these away. I got a pretty good, they sent me, since I used them for other things, like for my sloth stickers and all of that stuff, they sent me an email and gave me so much off and of the holographic, and I took them up on it. So I did want to cover something else along with this story, because it is absolutely horrible what she did to these kids, and it brings us to why, and I saw the question being shown, why would a mom do that to their, and this is why I think when I read these was in the 80s and going into the 90s, I think, when I had kids, and it was like, I cannot imagine. And I think that was what interested me about it, was I had children of my own, and I was trying to understand why someone would do that to their kids, because there's just obviously no way I would ever even think about that. Oh, yeah. And they said that Diane was what's called a histrionic narcissist with antisocial personality disorder. And there was one other disorder that I was not able to find what it is. And I wanted to tell you guys what that means. Someone who has histrionic narcissism uses provocativeness and seduction to get what they want, to either gain power, to get what they want or gain power over a relationship, a histrionic narcissist. But I got to thinking about how narcissism plays such a huge role in all of these cases because, of course, lots of your criminals, they want attention. A lot of it, that's for attention, is why they do what they do. So it got me to looking at what narcissism is. And I've got some notes here. Yeah, I don't know if you guys will be able to see this, but I'm going to go ahead and read it to you. But a narcissist, these are the symptoms. They have exaggerated sense of self-importance. They have a sense of entitlement. They require constant and excessive admiration. They expect to be recognized as superior even without any kind of achievements. They are preoccupied with success, fantasy, power, beauty, the perfect mate. They believe they are above others and only associate with worthy others. They monopolize conversations, expect special favors, take advantage to get what they want. They do not recognize the needs of others, envious of others, expect others to envy them, behave or come off as haughty or arrogant, insist on the best of everything. And when they are called out or criticized, they might become angry, they feel slighted, they have difficulty regulating their behavior, so, they're different from day to day. They will belittle others to make themselves look better, become unable to manage their stress, get depressed and moody because they are falling short of perfection. Right. There is not, yes. And Delphine, thank you for bringing that up because I wanted to make sure and let y'all know most of them they're women because histrionic means literally those that create history by having children. The causes of narcissism can be chemistry in one's body, certain child and parent relationships. So maybe they grow up with a parent who has some narcissistic tendencies, or there's something about their relationship that causes them to want that attention. So their environment plays a role. Genetics can play somewhat of a role also. Treatment is difficult for narcissistic people because they will reach out when they have depression, anxiety. They know that they might be having problems with drug or alcohol use. The problem is they perceive the criticism they get as an insult. And it makes it hard to treat them because once they're insulted, they don't want to be around you anymore. Yeah, I'm sure we all can think of some people. Hello, Alicia. That's quite all right. So if this becomes untreated or recognized, they will have trouble with relationships. They will have problems with either work or school. So you see them go from, having trouble staying in school or having trouble keeping a job. They will have depression and anxiety. They may go to drug and alcohol use. They may have physical problems. So they may, be unable to sleep, or they may, all kinds of different things. They may have suicidal thoughts and tendencies. Now, there are 4 common types of narcissism. And Diane Downs was said to have the histrionic narcissism. But there are some four very common ones, and then those get broken down into other things, and it all comes down to weeding through the diagnostics and figuring out what really is going on with someone to know exactly. And I'm not an expert, y'all. I'm no doctor, just so y'all know. I gotta say that. I'm no doctor. I'm just did some research. But the one type of narcissism is the grandiose narcissist. I'm better than you, and I know it. The malignant narcissist, I will do whatever it takes to get what I want. The covert narcissist, I'm good at what I do, but the world never notices. So they're chronically victimized. They play the victim all the time. The communal narcissist wants you to look at all the great things they have done for the world. And they get their validation from community aspects, like they may look like they're someone, and they may do a lot of charity and stuff like that. The problem is the narcissist does that for the attention. So I wanted to touch on that because, like I said, if you look at some of these cases, you look at what some of these people do, on so much of it is for attention. So many of these cases we talk about over the next few months will be because of somebody who has such a narcissistic behavior. And Diane Downs, Robert Hare's PCLR. I don't know that one. What can you tell me a little bit more, Alicia? Yes, personality disorders are difficult. Yes, exactly. That's what I was trying to say. Thank you, Delphine. I I am just giving you a brief overview of some things that I read that help us to understand a little bit more about some of these people, and of course, we're never going to really understand. The psychopath. Okay, psychopathic checklist. I need to write that down so that I can look that up. PCL-R. Psychopathic checklist. Thank you, Alicia. I wrote that down. Because, yeah, that's when we get into talking about how some of them are not only narcissists or have narcissistic behavior, but they are also psychopaths. So I am not going to be able to really go into the psychology of it, but I just thought that it was fitting to talk a little bit about that. And hi, Carrie. Have you heard the first part, or are you just getting here? Okay. Well, I'll have to see. I'm gonna write that name down too, because I'll have to check that out. I'm assuming that he is a psychologist or psychiatrist, one of the two. She had to restart it? Hi, Patricia. Cheryl said she had to restart hers. Aw. Thank you. So this right here is just, this is just scrap yarn. This one I think is, somebody said it last week. Super Saver Mexicano, I think, is the color. Not positive. So there was an awful lot of things that the book by Anne Rule really goes through much more in depth the things that led up to this in Diane's life. Oh, I'm sorry you had to take it out. Yes, most of them do. And you know, when Diane, I didn't say this, but when she escaped from jail, so I'm not really sure she was in prison. Her roommate, she went to hit her roommate's boyfriend's house. At one point, the roommate had written down all of the information for him, and she went over the fence. She took her coat off and put it on the top of the fence and tore her shirt that she had on and hid under a car until nobody was around, and then walked to this guy's house because he lived within a few miles of the prison. Okay, Carrie. Hi, Kathleen. That's okay, Lori. Okay, come on. Trying to get my tablet going here so I can show you guys something. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Patricia. So were you just having trouble figuring out the direction of your needles, maybe? I'm just wondering what particular problems you guys had. We'll be using a 10 to 10 and a half and a 32 to 40 cord. Kept dropping the stitches. Okay. Well, here in a little while, I need to pick that other one up and show you guys how to put those back on. Oh, it's being slow. Uh-oh. Am I still here? Because it looks like I'm fading in and out on the screen. Might be because I'm using 3 different things right now. So if depending on what size blanket that you want to put, that you want yours to be. I have that, but where did I put it? I'm always losing that paper. Have a good night, Karen. Thank you for being here. If you are making a twin size and you're using mostly 4-weight yarn, uh-oh. Oh, I forgot to plug it in so that the battery. There we go. That was probably part of the problem. Okay, without conscience. Seems like I've heard of that. So a twin size in mostly 4-weight yarn, you want to put on between 300 and 350 stitches. And the blanket I'm doing for Mr. Fiber, which is going to at least be a twin size, is 350 stitches is what I put on. Oh, I figured it was going to go. Now, if you're going to do anything, if you want to do, say, a throw, I wouldn't do more than, I would do about 250 stitches for a throw. I hope that helps answer your question. So I have been working on this blanket for a couple of years. I'm not been working on it constantly. So it takes me a while because I use scraps and things. When I finish a project, then I put that yarn into the blanket. Yeah, he was back there scratching. You can always hear his collar. He's here. I am trying to get to the internet with my tablet. It's not working. I think I'll use my phone. Any other questions about the blanket? So you can put our pictures can go on Facebook, on the group, Facebook group, or you can put it. Oh, my phone is just dead. Forgot to plug it in when I started. We had to wait for a minute for it to start charging. There we go. Now it's charging. My phone is old enough now that it's beginning not to charge properly. Did I lose everybody? Thank you for those who are watching in the background. For my lurkers, I'm so glad you are here. It means so much to have you here. For those who are replaying this, I really appreciate you also. I do have some links now to how about I open my package from Judy Ron. 5 rows. Oh my gosh. You girl, you are flying. I can't wait to see what's in here. He says, thank you for your support. For the Texas Equus. Oh, you want to come up here? Sorry, baby. Cerberus was at my feet going, hey, hey. Because my legs were in the way and he couldn't get up here. Bless him. For the Texas EquiSearch Midwest, love and respect, Duty Ron. No, I'm not ending. My phone just died. It's charging. I forgot to plug it in. And he sent me a card. The City of New York Police Detective. The Detectives Endowment Association. How cool. That's awesome. Hey, Fuzzy Doxy. Good to see you. I'm just opening the package that Duty Ron sent me. I got a pin. Oh. He is a retired NYPD detective. Look. My gosh, you guys, this is a really nice pen too. And it's got the, I forget what you call it, for your computers and phones. This is a very nice pen. Oh my gosh. It's got a nice weight to it. Oh, how neat. How neat. Oh, this is his card. The Warrant Squad. This is his card. Oh my gosh. And then here is what I ordered. So I ordered one of the bracelets for EquiSearch Midwest, and it is Lost is Not Alone. I did put links down in the bottom for EquiSearch. They go out and go looking for the missing, and they deploy their drones, and it's EquiSearch because they started on horseback. Welcome back, Chels. So I ordered some. I'm going to order some more to give away on the channel, but I ordered some and I told him to send me one, and that was before I started the Stitch and Crime. And so, these are wonderful, wonderful gifts. Thank you, Duty Ron, if you're watching this back. Thank you so very much. I love it. I just love it. Your stuff should be getting to you pretty soon. He's the one that I made the hat for, you guys. Oh my goodies. Duty Ron and his the sidekick, his the guy who also is on the. This is not charging, you guys. Hold on just a second. My phone was not liking that charger, so we're just going to have to do it this way. Okay, does anybody have any questions about this case? Yes. I have so much respect for them going out and looking for. They go out and they try to find them alive, of course, but they also do recovery when someone has passed. Oh, thank you, Deneen. Oh, yes. But he and his he has another detective on with him, and that his name is Ed Wallace. and they cover a lot of cases. And Ed Wallace is very interesting to watch because he does the forensics, and I love that part of true crime where they go into how they put people in jail and how they, figure out what happened based on the forensics. It fascinates me. Okay, thank you, Tiffany. No, Diane is still in prison, and she is due to be up for parole in 20, I think it's in 2025. Yes. And she's been up for parole several times and is they're not believing her. She's got so many stories, it's unbelievable. Bye to those that are leaving me. Awesome. Lisa says amazing police officers and detectives in New York. Yes, and Duty Ron and Ed Wallace were part of the forces that were helping during 9/11 in New York also. And they have had a lot of health issues because of it. Thank you, Denny. Okay, Wendy, thank you so much. Happy Friday night to you. So glad you came by, and anybody that came by. So yes, the kids, I wanted to get into that, Lisa. So Danny and Christy do not want anything to do with her. They never have spoken to her. They are perfectly fine with how their life went. But the child that she had, and I'm trying to remember the name that she gave her a name when she was born, and she only got to hold her for about, I think she got to hold her for about 6 hours before she was given to the adoption agency, and she went to live with someone named Babcock, Jackie and Chris Babcock, and they renamed her Rebecca or Becky, and they kept her history a secret for a very, very long time. And they watched signs to see if she had any tendencies or things that they were just, anything that where she was having trouble at all. They kept a really close eye on her. And she did absolutely fine until Diane escaped. And when Diane escaped from prison, it brought Diane back out into the limelight again. And somehow she found out a little bit. She went and was like, what are they talking about? And she asked a few questions and she didn't get any answers. Well, she had a boyfriend who said, I need you to watch this. Now, she asked somebody, I'm trying to remember now how it went. She asked somebody about the case, and they finally told her, because the new parents told her because they were afraid that if they did not tell her what was going on, that Diane would come and try to contact her since she had escaped. But they didn't give her all of the proper names and all of that kind of stuff. So when she heard about Diane, she went looking in the library and she found the Ann Rule book. And she read up on it and she wanted to meet her. She contacted her. She wrote to her. They wrote back and forth. But Diane would write, and it would be really strange things that she would write back to her that was not normal stuff in there. she was just kind of wanting to know a little about her. And she would go off into all these tangents whenever she would write really weird stuff. And she even threatened her at one time and told her all kinds of things and threatened her with all kinds of things to try and control her through all of their letters and stuff. And she even, at 17, she became pregnant, Becky did, and she started doing drugs and alcohol and really going off the deep end. Yes, something along those lines. I wasn't really completely sure how she found out. So, sir, you are moving me. This October will be 4 years, Samantha. Be 4 years. And after she got through, she was going to, she had a little boy, and she was going to give him up for adoption, and she just really was in a bad way, and somehow she turned it all around, and she is now a behavioral health coordinator, and her son is wonderful, and they have a great life, and all of the kids now have wonderful lives. So, and they don't want anything to do with Diane anymore. So I hope I answered that question. the best I found out, because that was one of the things after I did all the other research, was like, well, how did that play out for the kids? Okay, good night, Miguel. Good night. You take care. I hope you don't have too much pain. We pray you feel better. I was born in California, and I'm living in Texas. Thank you, Delphine. This is my kids and my and grandkids and all the pups. Well, I'm sorry my phone crapped out on me, you guys, and that you can't see me knitting, but I am knitting, picking up stitches. Gosh, save my phone. If I could show you, I would show you. I'll have to do a. I do have a video on picking up stitches. Let me see if I can share that. No, I cannot share that file here. Yeah, it is hard. And that is what this girl was talking about. She just wanted to know, a little bit more. She just needed that mystery kind of solved as to who this person was. 6 rows. You're just flying across that. Oh, so your mom had those personalities. That is hard. Absolutely is hard. Yeah, is Shad still here? I didn't see him. He came in early. How are you doing, Fox? Are you doing this with us, Fox? Fuzzy? Okay, Margaret. Well, and then Becky's, once she found out about it, she'd seen, heard some things. The boyfriend, when he found out who she was, he played the movie for her, the Farrah Fawcett movie. So, and it just snowballed. She just began to really want to know. Kids that get adopted often want to know anyway. Once they know they're adopted, they want to know anyway. Hi, Jennifer. That's okay, Bree. You will you will love him. We all love him. He's just a great guy. Ooh, Jillian is here. Guess what? Thank you, Jillian. I appreciate that so very much. At least we got to play that guy tonight. Thank you again. Oh, that's unfortunate, Maureen. So she was a bit of a narcissist. Yeah. Michelle Notek. Hmm. I don't know that one. Let me write it down. How do you spell that? Notek. I think it's Notek, isn't it? Or Notek. You were missing him? Oh, yeah. I haven't been starting this one. He's over here though. See him? He's right there watching us. I understand, Sharon. Oh, yeah. I think that it is used for a lot of different things, and until I started looking it up, I was using it a lot myself. But I think there are more people in the world that have tendencies. They don't always use them negatively. You can have some of these tendencies and not use them in a negative way, if that makes any sense. Yeah, so lots of people do get you, you're trying to help me there. Okay, she's scheduled for release. Okay. I know, right, Tank? See, good things come. They do. Right. Thank you. Yes. Because as far as what I was reading in here, if someone is truly is a narcissist, that's not something you could fix. They just have to stay in treatment so that they don't hurt anyone, themselves or anyone else with their behavior. Oh, jeez. See, that's just out, just not very nice at all. That's just no respect whatsoever. So, does anybody have any questions about anything I've covered so far? So, I have the Lori Bambanek was the first one. Last week we had the last episode. We had Fairy and Wardrobe, which was the one that I was pretty close to. And then now we have Diane Downs. Right. They're driven. There are some people who have some of that, and they're very driven. Right. So I have been crocheting and knitting since I was very, very little. My mom taught me how to do both crochet and knit, and I did not stick with knitting. Have crocheted my whole life, and for years and years and years growing up, I just made great big granny square blankets. So you know, doing them, uh, scraps, just like we're doing with this. And then a few years ago, I'd say about 6 or 8 years ago, I, I had started to, hello, Sanita, started pick up the knitting again, and now I've been doing both. Right. That's what I was saying earlier, that they don't always know, they don't always recognize that. It's hard to get them help. The Night Stalker. I've been reading. I've read quite a bit about the Night Stalker. Now I will say this one thing that we could tie in with Anne Rule, and that is Anne Rule had what you might call a working relationship, as far as she was writing some of his story and talking to him where they had a relationship, and that was Ted Bundy. So she is very. I'm trying to remember the name of. She has a book. She has a book about that also, and that I think would be another one that would be interested if y'all want to talk about that one. Yeah, surgeons do. Yeah, I know that much. Thank you, Fuzzy. Appreciate your being here. So there is no pattern, but I have a playlist. Uh, do you think somebody could put the playlist in? No, I haven't. Somebody else mentioned the slapped ham, but I haven't watched that yet. Yeah, Stranger Beside Me. Was that the Ted Bundy one? Yes, she had a relationship with him, and I need to go through because I've never I ooh, that sounds vaguely familiar. Hey, Kivia. Oh, no, I don't think I did, Lisa. I don't think I. Oh, yes, the blanket. You sent me a picture of the blanket. Oh my gosh, so pretty. 10 of them. 10 blankets. Yeah. Well, I've heard that about a lot of different. Yeah, I had that on the list to look into, Lori. I do have that on our first one where we talked about some of the ones that we wanted to talk about. That is the correct book. The Stranger Beside Me. Okay. It is creepy. It is very creepy. But I don't know that I could do it in one. Oh, there were 12? In the one picture, I thought I counted 10 of them. Let me, I would, but my phone died. I can't show it right now because my phone died. Abby and Libby. What is that one? Oh, the Delphi. Okay. Thank you. So Cheryl dropped the playlist for my knitting. I believe that's the link you dropped, right? Calm and comfort. Oh, I don't. Okay. So I'm doing Stitch and Crime every other Friday. Scotland Yard covered it on Murder Academy. Huh. Cool. Oh. Well, Lori, you may not have seen my. I did do that in the beginning. I have made a intro that has that on there just in case. That's what I'm trying to decide, Samantha. I want to try and decide. The Delphi sounds really interesting. How many people followed the Halderson case? Did any of you watch? I know Denny watched that trial. Did anybody else watch that trial? Oh, it's on ID. Okay, I think I can get ID on Hulu. Five years. Wow. Yes, it was. That was so creepy. That guy is some kind of. Yeah, I did too, Denny. Well, there are parts of it that I'm like, "Mm." Okay, well, that's the Stitch and Crime link. Thank you. I know it's hard to. It was just that guy. A weasel is the word I came up with for him was weasel because he was holding on to this whole fantasy life that he had, and he had everybody believing all of this stuff. Oh. Hey, Granny D, good to see you. Welcome in. Halderson had, oh my gosh, he had everybody believing that stuff. Delphi murders. I'll see if I can look into the Delphi murders. Maybe we can cover that. Okay, so, oh, so the girlfriend on the Halderson case, she just got, she just fell right into all of his lies and everything. All of it. She fell right into it. And so did her mother. He spent a lot of time over her mother's house with her because she was living with her mother, and then they had friends that, you know, and everybody had sympathy for him. He was a pathological liar, and he had created emails from certain people to back up the things he was telling his parents and all kinds of things. Oh, thank you. So is that YouTube? I'll check it out. Yeah, I don't know that I told this story as well as I was so connected to the last story. And this one, my connection was that I had read the book, but it's been 20 something years since I read it. Okay, I'll check it out. Robert Picton. From BC, Canada. Just like Harry Potter, huh? Oh, I'm so glad she was found. You know, Duty Ron is covering so many cases right now. He's been covering the Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie case. He's covering the Summer Wells case. He also has been covering the boys from Bakersfield, California that were missing. And then seems like there's another one that he's been talking about. I know. I have a lot to choose from, don't I, Alicia? There's no shortage of people to choose from to talk about. The Pinkton guy? Oh my gosh, that might be who that is, Laura. You may be right on that one. Thank you, Harmony Montgomery. That is the other one that he's covering right now. So the girl under the stairs, missing for 3 years and found Monday in upstate New York under the staircase in a makeshift room. Oh my goodness. Wow. Hold on and let me see if I can find out who that is. Kimberly Schultes. She went missing more than 2 years ago and was found alive Monday, hidden underneath the staircase in New York home. Police say they found the girl and Kimberly Cooper Schultes, Paisley's biological mother, who is accused of abducting the child. Yeah, Paisley. What? You heard my name? Were you watching Dirty Ron's his last video? Yeah, I've been in there a lot. Belinda Temple. Okay, so this is what you were talking about, Nacogdoches. I really would like to look at that one and see if it relates to what has gone on there before with the. Oh, Chelsea, help me out with those. Oh, he was here, Wendy. Sure. Wow, Lori. I was matter of fact, on duty, Ron, um, with the cases in Louisiana. What was that called again? They had a name for that. Those cases in Louisiana with all the girls that that were found. Oh my goodness. They even searched for her. She was under the stairs. Wow. Hi, Laura. Hi. Yeah, I'm just trying to remember the name of those cases. Okay, that's all right. I know. I wish somebody would start talking, right, Wendy? They need to start talking. she she's here. She had company for oh my gosh, he did. Chelsea Momo need help. Solomon and Oliver call me Momo. Hello, Rosie. How are you tonight? Yes. I know. Yeah, they had a house full of company, and I didn't want to bother her. She's like, you should have it. I was like, I know. She's like, what? Yeah, that's right. We're hoping that one or the other of them will start talking, especially the mom. They're trying to say now that that the mom was a little bit. Hey, Rose, come on in. They're saying that the mom has been misunderstood. I'm still not quite sure. I'm reserving judgment on that, but anyway, she did. She told me. Well, I said, yeah. And I haven't done much research other than what I know from listening to Duty Ron is the only real anything I know about that case. I haven't done any independent research about it. Yep. Too many missing kids. It's right. I was flustered. I was flabbergasted. I think that was most of it. I was like, ah. um, was I just going to look for? Okay, Deneen, I will. Katie, David, and Belinda Temple. Is that the parents that were killed by the son? I know. That's really what is so bad is that it was just so terribly mishandled. Cousin of one of the victim's parents. Right. It wears on them, I'm sure. Really wears on them. She said it's in BC, Canada, Chelsea. The Pinkton case in BC, Canada. I got to see, hold on just a minute. So there is a series on this, the ones I'm talking about in Louisiana, Murder in the Bayou. And it was 8 sex workers that were murdered there. And it was in Jennings, Louisiana. Yep. And the governor, I don't remember, has did anyone talked about, I'm so tired. He has talked about the governor now that I think of it. Okay, I'm gonna pick up my knitting again. So I think I might think better if I'm knitting. So you guys send pictures. I will show them. Just can't right now because my phone died on me. Absolutely. All the kids, yes. That is kind of creepy. Thank you, Rosie. That's probably not going to be until May unless he needs me before then. And Denny's up there in Massachusetts. And who knows that was in here earlier is from that area. Yeah. That's why I like to support Duty Ron because he is trying. Melinda. Okay. Where's that at? For 49. I am missing stuff. Oh, Robert Pinkton, 49 and convicted of only 6. Okay, Patricia. Good night, my friend. So good of you to be here. Oh, I bet. Uh, we have quite a few. My hubby's Mr. Fiber, his mother was a quilter, and we have some beautiful quilts here. Okay. The DCF is called different, yeah, probably different things in different places. So, should I give away a sticker? I should give away a sticker. I'm going to mark the chat. Oh, thank you. Okay, I'm going to mark the chat, and then y'all are going to put let's call it crime knitting. Crime knitting. Put crime knitting in the chat, and then in a minute or so, I will mark it again, and I will give away a couple of these stickers. The shelf on my wall. Oh, yeah. That one right there. There we go. Crime knitting. Crime knitting. Okay, Nightbot, you cannot be a part of this. Not this one. So I will give away a couple of these. Aren't they fun? Yeah, that was on my mom's wall, and I brought it home with me. And I really, she signed all of her stuff, but it's not signed, so I'm not really sure whether she did it or whether she found it somewhere. I really don't know. Hello, Kay. Hello, Mary. Hello, Frozen. Lori, did you get your package yet? I just sent everything. Chelsea got hers. Um, Trying to remember who all got packages. Sanita, did I? No, I didn't send Sanita. That was the other day. I sent like 4 packages the other couple days ago. Okay, everybody got crime knitting put in here? Yes, Cheryl. She's got to do a video. Cheryl needs to do a video, y'all. Okay, I'm going to mark the chat. Now, let me see. I'm going to go over and see if StreamYard or if Nightbot, does anybody know how to do that? If it can pick a winner for me. Okay, let's see. Giveaways. Keyword. Okay, now what do I do? I've got it in there. But I don't see how to, oh, roll it. I'm rolling. Oh man, it says there's nobody. Want everybody. There we go. Now, they're not putting it in there. They're not putting anybody in there. I never can get this thing to work. Okay, reset. Did it do it? Okay, so you counted 20? Okay, so I need a number between 1 and 20. Hold on, I'll go ask Mr. Fiber. Okay, I got some numbers. I don't know why that doesn't work for me. Chelsea won. Okay, the first one is, oh, what? Did it actually do it? Oh, how funny. I didn't think it did anything. It's okay. We're going to do it this way. So the first one is number 17. So number 17, we have to go back to the mark. Where's the mark? There's the mark. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. K. Is it K? Is that right? Yay! You won a sticker, K. So email me your, it's probably on your about page, but if you'd email me, because I always forget. So email me so I can send this. I need your address so I can send it to you. And my second number for another sticker is number 12. And I think if I counted properly, I think Gracie is number 12. If somebody could check that for me and let me know if I'm right. Yes, Gracie. Okay, so we've got Gracie. If you would email me, I will send you a sticker. Okay, I'm writing it down. Woohoo! Yay! Congratulations, you guys. They're really fun. I have it right here on my cup. I put it on there with my other sticker. I'll be giving away some more. That's not all I have. I have quite a few of them. So I might go ahead and do. Maybe look into the Delphi murders and take a look at that for next time maybe. Thank you, Gracie. Thank you, Kay. Thank you all for being here. We're getting close to 2 hours, and I may go ahead and call it early on this one because I'm kind of tired. So for Scrap in Time blanket, it is hashtag scrap in. It should be, I don't know if it's down below or not. Scrap in Time blanket now. I think we might do I think everybody's wanting to hear about the Delphi murders, it sounds like. So you can send your, thank you. I'm glad y'all enjoyed it. Thank you for being here. I really, really appreciate all of you. Happy birthday, Diamond Girl. She's here. Cheryl's here. Oh, she's not up on panel with me because I had my phone up here so I could show y'all my knitting, but my phone died. If that's what you mean, Wendy. Row 66. Oh my gosh. Oh, you're so welcome, Deneen. That is awesome. You might make 2 blankets by the time we get done. So I always like to end by saying thank you to you guys. Thank you to those who watch again. Thank you to the lurkers. And good night, Oliver. Good night, Solomon. Good night, Carrie and Sailor. Orlando. Chelsea's here. Happy birthday to you guys. There's quite a few birthdays this month. I've been going around in different places I've been going, lots of people having birthdays. Thank you, Cheryl, for coming. Thank you to my moderators. Thank you everyone for being positive in the chat. I appreciate it very much. And for all the new people joining me, thank you guys. I'm so glad you're here. I hope you enjoy it. Good night, everybody, and have fun today. Oh, fiberflooziecrafts@gmail.com is my email to send me the pictures, or Fiberfloozie Crafts on Facebook for pictures. There is a hashtag on Instagram. I have the only picture on it so far that I can tell. I tried to add Amy's in there, but I didn't quite get that done. So good night, everybody, and thank you again. Love y'all. Good night.